beautiful California.
One second, I gotta get my lipstick right.
Hello, everybody.
All new Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones.
I'm coming back. Okay. Hi, guys. All right. What's your name, honey?
Sharon.
Sharon.
Yes.
That's lipstick is acting up. All right, here you go. Oh, that's so much better. My lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is popping. My lip gloss is popping. Sharon, what's your name?
My name is Sharon.
Sharon, where you calling me from? Your first time here?
Yes.
Where you calling me from, Sharon? Philly. How old are you?
32.
Okay. And what you do for a living?
I'm a registered nurse.
Registered RN. Do you have any kids?
I have 4 children.
How old are your 4 kids?
11 months, 5, 6, and 9.
11 months? Baby, not even 1 yet.
He'll be 1 in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
You're not with the daddy.
He didn't want to be in a relationship, so.
Okay, so you have 11 months. What's the other 3 ages?
5, 6, and 9.
By how many men?
3.
3 men.
Mm-hmm.
So why you not with the 5-year-old dad?
He was not faithful.
He wasn't faithful.
So 4 kids. 4 kids. By 3 men. This man. I don't even know how to process this way of thinking, because it's up to the woman to whether or not sex is gonna happen, right? So you chose to. I mean, the kids are here. That is what it is. That's fine. But choices. Why would you have 4 children? Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 by 3 different men. And not be married to any of them. But maybe I'm premature. Maybe she was married to 1 of them or 2 of them. I don't know. That is just foreign, and that's just weird. That's delusional to me. But let's continue. Is this her? I don't know if this is her hair. I don't think it is. If this is her hair, thumbs up, great. But I don't think it is. This shit is fucking ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Let's just continue.
Okay.
5 or 6-year-old, yeah.
Okay. Oh, they have the same dad. Okay. So we got Sharon. What's the zodiac sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn. So we got Sharon Philly, 32 Capricorn, RN, mine of 4 kids, by 3 men, never married, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, what kind of man you looking for, girl?
I'm looking for somebody that is very patient, understanding, kind, funny. I'm looking for somebody that is consistent. I'm looking for somebody that I can share my life with.
Okay. Now the men gonna say, why didn't you think of that before you had kids with 3 men? That's what they gonna say.
I always thought that way. But they didn't have the same plan.
Okay.
None of
So
them.
did you guys discuss the plan before you had kids
None of
together?
them.
Yes, we did, but they changed their plan.
Okay.
I don't have any control over that.
This is true. But let me tell y'all, this is just a little, not a hustle. It's not a hustle. Because, yes, you can get married, have a baby by a man, and he can still leave. But now he got to pay. And I'm just like, so it's not that a ring or a marriage is going to keep on, because yes.
Miss Kendra, G. The fuck you talking about? You had an issue in college with a child that you may or may not have, allegedly, right? So, Miss Kendra, this lady right here, you be doing this show for so-called 5 years. You have no way to give advice to anybody, right? And current day, 2025. What the fuck are you wearing? What is this? What is this dress like? Is like you're gonna go paragliding off the skyline behind you? What are we doing? But you are prepared to give women advice. You're not.
As people get divorced and they leave every day. But now, when they do that, there could be alimony, there could be assets, there's child support breakdowns. And I'm not saying that that should be the hustle, but that's why if you decide to say, hey, I gotta be your wife before I have your baby, these are some of the insurance plans that women have. Like, you can act up if you want to, it's gonna cost you. Because right now what happens is
you
this.
can act
When
up.
men, that's why there's really no incentive. And I'm telling women, and men get mad at me, but I think all women, unless the guy is giving you child support, then it's cool. Because if a man is really doing right and giving for your child, you don't gotta get the courts involved. But no, hold these men financially responsible for these children, and I bet you they will stop having as many kids because it's gonna hit them where it hurts, which is their pocket.
You are so lost.
Yeah.
I was like kind of the breadwinner in a situation. So I made way more money than them. And I was engaged. So I kind of like the middle two, I kind of walked away because like it was almost like he was cheating, and then on top of that, just a minute, Tristan. He was cheating, and then it was just like, if I got married, I could possibly pay like all of them.
Oh,
You know,
okay, now thank
because
you.
I paid more, and I have a house. Like, I have my own house. I've been living in my house for 7 years. Thank you. For 7 years. And I make a lot of money. So I kind of...
Okay, so listen, you brought up a good... Okay, this is a good thing. Well, not a good thing, but something that's happening now is that, yes, there's women who are the breadwinners like yourself, and they got assets that they don't want to align with men with. Okay, I understand that. That's a good point. I understand that. So you're happy you didn't get married to these men then?
Right.
Okay, so now you want a man that's on your financial level?
Yes.
So Kendra goes with the same old dumbass narrative that about the deadbeat dad, blah blah blah. That shit is just not true. But here's what's not gonna happen. Women are in control. When a man and a woman split up and children are involved, women have 100% control. Men have no rights as far as with children go. So if the woman chooses to not let that man be with their children, there's nothing that a man can do. Nothing. Fight for your children. Why the fuck do I gotta fight for my children? They're my children. My name is on the birth certificate. Why do we fight? There's no fight necessary. But the courts say the women have custody and as a man, you must pay. Which goes back to the way of life as it was many, many, many years ago, when most women did not work and the men were the breadwinners. It's not that way today. It's just not that way today. 72% of women, mothers in particular, work full or part-time. 72%. That means most. Overwhelmingly most. They work. So why does a man have to pay anything? Here's why the man has to pay anything. Because when the man pays, he pays into a particular system in the States. It is a bank. And prior to those funds being distributed to the custodial mother, it has already gained interest. Right? So that's why, even if it gains interest 1%, 3 cent, 0.1%, that's why the man has to pay. Right? So that's why women at this point today, I think there's some things that are changing. That's why women have 100% control. Because if she chooses to keep your children from you, as a man, there's nothing you can do. Nothing. But you know what you still got to do? You still got to pay child support. Still got to do it. Because you know what happened? If you go down and contest, well, she's keeping my children away from me. You know what they're going to do? They're going to look at your income and this, that, and the other, and you're paying this amount. They'll review your income, and you could end up paying more. So, why would one even go down there and contest any of that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So you want a man? Okay. So you have how many kids? 4 kids.
I have 4 children.
4 kids. Okay. So now, let me get there. I guess let me just get there. What's the amount of money you want that man to make?
I would say at least, $115,000.
Okay. So you want a man that makes $115,000. Not saying it's impossible, but then that man might say he got to deal with your 4 kids. So does that make sense for him?
So I understand that, but my kids are taken care of, and I have a lot of family that are very involved in my children's lives. So
Does
it's
not
not
matter.
like he would have to financially provide for them, because they are financially.
He would have to provide for them. Ladies, and this is why I do these things. If he come into that house and he got some Doritos, will your kids be entitled to those Doritos? Because as a man, hell yeah, here kids. Boop, 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 boop. Yes. But if I was this evil ass person to be like, get the fuck out of here, you're not getting none of my Doritos, Mama would have a problem with that. She would have a problem with that.
Provided for.
Well, okay, in dating, yes, this all makes sense in dating. But are you talking about, are you looking forward to something serious and living together and all of that?
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, I mean, if he makes that amount of money, he's going to be a financial provider, because you guys will be living together, and I'm assuming your kids going to live with you, right?
Yes.
So just I think in dating, you're right. The mindset for dating, we just dating, you don't got to take care of your kids. But if it grew to the next level,
what is up with her camera?
Open to living with you and your 4 kids.
Yes.
So
I understand, like, it is different. It's a lot. But I feel like whoever loves me will love me and will love my children because they are
That's not the way it
whoever
works.
it is, they won't have a problem with it. They will be completely okay
No,
with it.
they'll have
Okay.
a problem with
So
it.
for quick,
One that isn't okay with somebody with children. I'm asking for somebody that, understands, and that is what they want.
right, I got you. So is the requirement not 115,000 or?
Yes.
Okay, so we have to make 115K to even be considered.
Yes.
So people,
So you're making $115,000 and you're gonna go into this to be committed to this, to want to partner up and marry that men out here. Is that what you want? When you have a 25-year-old with no children, but you're gonna go and go over here, right? With 4 children. All right, just make it make sense. Make it make sense. And these are her demands, and she actually thinks she has some type of leverage on what she can get. No, ma'am. No. Be thankful for any man who would come in. Any man. The income does not matter. But she's looking for a $115,000 man, which is the top 10%. So what that says, you're automatically excluding 90% of men. You already got 4 kids. By 3 different men. Do you see how men think? You got 4 kids, 3 different men. You want a man in the top 10%. You're excluding 90% of men, and you want a man to come into that? Does that make sense? It doesn't make any sense.
pay 70K, don't even reach out to you.
I guess 70K is okay. I just don't want to be in a situation that I was with my previous relationship where I dated somebody that made less than me and they felt
What? 70K is okay. The 70K is $70,000 is okay. Most men don't make 70K. Most men make 50. Most men make $50,000 a year across the racial spectrum. 70K is okay with my 4 children by 3 men. And I have demands. But this shit is weird. At this point, it's weird. Does she even know what she's saying? Oh, goodness gracious.
inadequate. They felt belittled. They felt like they weren't enough. And even though I was constantly reassuring that they were enough, it just wasn't enough because they were looking at how much money I made and could possibly make. I guess I want somebody that's also financially stable as well. So like people that have something that know how to save, that know how to manage their money. Because I do. I manage and I save progressively. Because
You
I
have
to.
to.
Save for 4 children, for their future. So I've already started doing that. So I want somebody that is not just like flashy and they just throwing money out there just because they have it, but somebody that's responsible, that values, that want to grow their money as well. So I guess if they have 70K but they're a hardworking person, you know, I would like that.
Okay, I want to read this question. Jackson Mom said, Kendra, why do you think how many kids someone has devalues you? I feel like it's not the amount of kids, it's how you're doing with them. Well, first of all, I never said anything about value. So you said that, Jackson. I didn't say that. What I will share, and I say this to you guys all the time, I don't consider to be a relationship coach, expert, none of that. What I am is a journalist that dedicate all her energy now to this dating space. So I have data, right? So what I will say is the request is we're not talking about dating. We're talking about cohabitating. So you have 4 kids, and you're asking a man that makes a certain amount of money to live with you and your 4 kids, right? So what I've heard, this is what I've heard from the men. A man that makes a certain tax bracket, you know, he has to work hard for his money, right? He's out here in this grind, making it in the world. For him, does he want to sign up for a woman and potentially her 4 kids if he makes that kind of money? Does it make sense for that guy? I'm not saying that I'm not speaking absolute, okay? So I'm not God, I want to make sure I get clear. But that's what I hear from the mindset from the men in that tax bracket. But I never said anything about value. I think money doesn't equal your value, right? We're humans. If you're alive, we're all God's children. So no, I don't use the word value. But what I will say is you got to understand the mindset of the person you're saying, because you're saying this man has to make $115,000 just for you to be considered. So you got to think about his mindset and what he wants to. That's all I'm saying.
He don't want no 4 kids.
I understand. I mean, I agree with you. You know, I agree with you.
Let me ask you this. Have you ever dated a man that makes that?
Yes.
What happened with them? Why didn't you focus on them then?
He wasn't understanding. Sometimes I date some guys and they say they don't mind children, and they do mind because you see their interaction with children, you know?
Yeah,
so like
no.
that is important to me. So, you know, when I think of like these things, when I'm dating people, I've also noticed that like I said, dating somebody that made less than me, like, you know,
that's gonna be in it. Because, like, this lady's not getting it. She don't understand. It's... You have 4 children by 3 different men. You are a side chick at best. And below that, you just kind of like a plaything. We just gonna, as adults, we're gonna do what we're gonna do, and that's it. You're not wifey material. Absolutely not. No chance. You're not a wife. Tell me on Facebook to like this video, share this video, comment on this video. Over on YouTube, Mr. Info 5000. The hell?